Hi everyone, and welcome to this video on Saturn in your 5th house in your birth chart. I'm going to be talking about what that means, what some of the challenges are, as well as some of the strengths that come along with that placement. So to understand how this pans out, we have to know what is Saturn. So in your birth chart, Saturn is, this is where you're going to face a lot of restriction, difficulty, a lot of hurdles to overcome. There's going to be a block on the energy within the sign and the house and any aspects that Saturn makes. But obviously in this video we're focusing on the house, so there is going to be a block in you accessing that 5th house energy. There's going to be a block on you feeling comfortable with it, being able to express it, to identify with it, and use it effectively. However, it's also going to be something that you're very serious about and that you actually desire and want to build and improve. So Saturn, it's not just something that you find very difficult, and like I'm saying, there's a block there. It's also something that you're trying to build in this lifetime, and it doesn't come easy. I like to think of Saturn as, in this lifetime, it's like we have the blueprints and we have to build it ourselves, and that is the blueprints to build these 5th house qualities, and I'm going to talk about what the 5th house is in a second. But it comes through overcoming a lot of obstacles and persevering and integrating life's lessons. So Saturn is associated with father time, because it represents time itself. So father time, a strict parent, a prison warden, an exam invigilator. It's associated with restriction and lack. Like I'm saying, a long time, that's a Saturn thing. Saturn is associated with the harvest. The Lord of the harvest, that is karma. You will reap what you have sowed. That's a very Saturnian phrase. So Saturn is all about hard work as well. So it's a tough energy. Everybody has Saturn somewhere. If you don't have it in your 5th house, you'll have it somewhere else. 5th house Saturn is never easy. 5th house, like it could be worse. Like I think if you have it in your 4th house, that's worse. But it depends on what aspects Saturn makes and everything. I've got Saturn conjunct my sun, so I have a lot of Saturn energy. Anyway, so this is what Saturn is in your birth chart. What is the 5th house? The 5th house is the house where Leo traditionally resides. So that is the sun as well. The sun is associated with the 5th house as well as Leo, and of course the element of fire, and it is also a fixed house as well. So what does this mean? So 5th house is the house of creativity, spontaneity. It's the house of love and romance, of having fun, party atmosphere, creativity, dancing, singing, painting, acting, performing of any kind, creating and expressing things that represent yourself and unabashedly putting it out there into the world. And it's a house of confidence. So because this is the house that the sun naturally resides in. This house is imbued with sun qualities. Sun is seen, wants to be seen, desires to shine its light on everything. It's central, it's big, it's powerful. It is your light, your identity, purpose, your soul, even some might say. I think it's not necessarily representative of your soul exactly, but it's your what drives you. So 5th house is represented by these things. 5th house is like, what gives you life, and it's also about being seen and like celebrating your own kind of creativity and just having fun, and as well, that fire energy. Fire is about creativity, passion, so 5th house is all about that stuff, creativity. And it also represents bringing things into the world. So any children that you might have, that is a 5th house thing as well. So Saturn bringing I don't want to say a block, but kind of a block on the energy of the house that it's in. So what does this mean? Well, everything that I just said, that's going to be difficult, could feel uncomfortable, and fun itself. So fifth house is the house of fun. So when you got Saturn here, Saturn's like, you can't have fun. Saturn is like, we shouldn't have fun. It's not right for us to have fun. It's not okay. We got to be serious here. We got to stop playing around. Who are we to play? Who are we to have fun? Who are we to be silly and spontaneous? And that's not right. Saturn will make you feel this way. Why do you feel this way? Is it because Saturn was in a particular part of the sky when you were born, and therefore it's made you into someone who finds it difficult to have fun? No, I would never say that. The reason you are like this is because of childhood experiences, generally your parents, and experiences that you've had that have left you with a feeling of like guilt or shame when it comes to having fun. Saturn in the fifth house represents those experiences that you've had. If I see Saturn in someone's fifth house, I'm like, yeah, difficulty expressing yourself, having fun, and it probably comes from a feeling of guilt and or obligation that has been instilled upon you when you were young. So yeah, spontaneous, not particularly a spontaneous person, and it depends again on other stuff that's going on in the chart. But if we were just to look at what does it mean in the fifth house, then yeah, it's not super fun, spontaneous, but that's not to say that you aren't. In fact, you might well be, but you just have trouble being that way. So Saturn in the fifth house is not someone who doesn't like to have fun, doesn't like to be spontaneous. In fact, where Saturn is, you're very serious about it and you want to build those qualities and be able to express them more. So you might well be someone who really does have those qualities inside. But it's just hard expressing it. It's hard because Saturn is really restricting that. But that doesn't mean that on the inside you don't have those qualities, you know? So yeah, dislike of maybe a party atmosphere. Maybe you don't understand these kind of events or places. Maybe they stress you out. Maybe they feel like an obligation, or I gotta go have fun and smile, and I just can't be arsed doing any of that stuff. It's not me. So Saturn is gonna like, yeah, kind of make those events and places feel burdensome or restrictive for you a lot of the time. Not always, but another thing as well that I forgot to mention about the fifth house. So fifth house, 11th house axis, right? So each house, has an opposite, a twin, yeah. So it's there's two on each axis. So you got the fifth house, 11th house axis. Fifth, and understanding the opposite side of the chart, the other house or sign, you can get a better understanding of this one. So Saturn, so fifth house, so what is opposite of that is Aquarius. Aquarius is all about the collective, the people, other people doing what's best, and being real humanitarian spirit, and being unselfish, being part of the collective. Of course, Aquarius is a bit deeper than that. It can be incredibly individualistic and creative, but this is the opposite of Leo energy. This is taking the spotlight and shining it on other people. That's what Aquarius 11th house stuff is. It's like we, everyone. So fifth house is the opposite of that. So fifth house, and I'm rambling a bit here, but fifth house is the house of me. It's the house of the self. It's the house of I. This is the house where the sun is, and Leo, the proud lion, So you find it hard to maybe not put other people first. You're like, well, I don't want to shine. I don't want to be seen to be standing out. I don't want to be taking up too much space and being too noisy. I would leave that to other people. So it's almost like it's more comfortable for you to stay away from that kind of stuff, those real fifth house, putting yourself out there themes. Now I'm rambling a bit, but love and romance could be lacking. It could be difficult. It could be not enjoyable. It could be stressful. You might have experienced rejection here. You just aren't able to just feel like you can just let your hair down and just have fun with like the opposite sex or whatever. It's more of a formal thing. It's more serious. It's more tense. Um, you might feel a bit, yeah, a little bit rejected here. There could be some rejection here, and there could be some feeling of like, well, I can't have fun. That's scary. I don't want to put myself out there like that. So, but it could well be that, you know, like as you get older, this becomes easier for you, and you're able to access this energy and have these experiences more. It's just really like early in life, like that might have been more difficult for you when other people were out having fun like that. You might have found that difficult to do that as well. Yeah, you probably don't want to stand out. In fact, there's probably been times where you have stood out, you've expressed yourself, and you've been authentic, you've been real. You're like, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. And you've been told, no, you can't do that. You're being weird, or you're being silly, or you're being dumb, or you don't do that. So you're like, don't express yourself like that. So this is how you might have been made to feel. So you're like, okay, I won't, you know. You still want to though. You find it difficult, but you do. Um, and yeah, so there's a feeling of like, I must conform with Saturn in the fifth house. And you know, so Saturn represents karma, difficult karma. If you got Saturn in the fifth house, the house of children, you might have a difficult relationship with one or more of your children. There might be like arguments, or you might not understand each other. You might find yourself falling into being like a strict parent. It could be some sort of feeling of distance or separation, even. So not to say that the love isn't there, but it's almost more difficult for that to be expressed sometimes. So there could be some difficult karma here with your children. So yeah, also I would say, yeah, risk taking as well. Fifth house is the house of like, yeah, risk taking, maybe gambling, is it? Potentially. So risk averse, definitely. And you know, when it comes to like creating things, like just being creative, you know, like art, painting, drawing, singing, dancing, performing, there might have been, it's very likely that you're interested in these things, at least some of these things. I think Saturn in the fifth house is the mark of a creative person, even if you found it very difficult to access that energy. But like I'm saying, it's in you. You might feel embarrassed or unconfident in expressing yourself through any medium. Just harsh on yourself, like, my skills aren't good, I'm not good enough. So you might be a perfectionist about these things, and that's actually that could actually be a really great quality. So I think you could have incredible technical skill at your artistic endeavors. Like you could be like a musician who just knows music theory really well, because Saturn represents hard work, long-term vision, just a robust hard worker, and someone who's very serious and dedicated. And like I'm saying, long-term vision, you know, it's about time. So someone that shows up within a creative pursuit, puts in the hours, puts in the work, practices a lot and practices well as well, you know. So like, and has that real just solid technical skill. So like I'm saying, musician who, yeah, knows music theory, can just play piano beautifully. Someone who can paint, and their understanding of color theory is just perfect. Like you could paint photorealistic stuff, and you could paint like wee tiny details that other people just couldn't, because they don't have that. They might be a great artist also, but they might just not have that Saturn robust work ethic that has led you to have these really good technical skills. Same with, you know, like an actor as well, just someone who's just rehearsed their lines, practiced over and over again. It's just incredible, you know. So like I'm saying, a high technical skill when it comes to artistic endeavors. And like I'm saying, it doesn't come easy or natural to you. Like if you got Saturn in the fifth house, it's not like you're someone who can just get away with bullshit. Like some people, well, they might have more of a natural talent and aptitude to like creativity. They might just be inherently good at things. it's not that you're inherently bad at things like this, but it's like the talent and the skill that you have, you've had to work really hard to get, and it's been a hard won, hard fought to get that, you know, and then you will not find it so easy compared to some other people who, like I'm saying, they could get good at things faster than you, but you just keep showing up over and over again, putting in the work to the point where you're just light years ahead of the competition because you have that Saturn longevity, that Saturn work ethic, that Saturn long-term vision, you know. So that's what I think. And like I think with Saturn in the fifth house as well, as you get older, you will learn to lighten up a bit more as well. Like I'm saying, just in general with this fifth house stuff, you're going to find it easier to just have a laugh, express yourself, not take things too serious, and take risks a bit more and express yourself and just be like, who cares? People don't love what I create or love what I say or whatever, you know. So this tends to be the theme as you get older if you integrate Saturn's lessons. So yeah, anyway, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please leave a comment, please hit the bell icon, leave a like, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, thanks for watching, and bye for now.